Man, the hit squad was something special. Met so many great people, so many real badass fighters. The first one, every time, all the time. My boy Brian Foster, love you, buddy. The most badass of badasses that I've known. The first guy that I looked up to, like, damn, like this is what really real fighting is. Like this guy, I was just always I was big, physical, talented, very very athletic, and we'd always box, and I was quick to punch. I had power, man. I knocked out everybody as an amateur, other than my one boy quarter stick that ended up beating me. But I didn't really know how to fight, man, until I went to the hit squad and I saw guys like Brian and Robbie Lawler, and of course our legendary Matt Hughes, and all led by our coach, Matt Veach, who I recently just started talking to. Dude is a badass. I could go on and on. Jeremiah Riggs, Cortez Coleman, Randy Fuentes, his brother, Joe Bunch, man. Neil Magny was back there. Neil Magny and I were partners, main partners, like every day, man. Just on and just straight killers. And it really taught me how to fight. And we were all led by the legendary Mark Fiore, man. Shout out to Mark. Love you, dude. Guy responsible for getting me into the UFC and helping me early in my career. And still keep in touch. You're awesome, man. And wrestling to MMA, damage to MMA, there's no one better than Mark Fiore. And it was just surrounded by those killers every day, and everybody wanted to be there for Matt Hughes, from all over the world. We had dorms that we lived in, and it was like it was an old military base. And 100 yards away from the military base were these dorms. Mm-hmm. And guys from Turkey, Slovakia, just all over, European guys, left and right, come in to train with the one and only Matt Hughes. And we lived in those dorms, and we grinded 2 or 3 times a day. And it was just something special. And unfortunately, it didn't quite last long enough. And I got there, 2009, I think, is when I got there. It had already been established since probably 2006-ish, somewhere in there, 2007. And then shortly after I came up, I had my last amateur fight competing at the Hit Squad. I turned pro, man, and I'm fighting just, two wins into my pro career, and Coach Fiore's like, we need to get you a passport. He just knew that I was well on my way, fast tracking. And then right when I got signed by the UFC, just before I got signed by the UFC, the gym kind of broke up. Fiore Hughes was out of it. They eliminated his name. He was towards the end of his career. And Coach Fiore ended up opening up a gym in Springfield, Illinois. And my wife and I, girlfriend at the time, had just moved down to Wood River, and we just got our own place. And I was doing this full time. I'm like, you know what? I left school after my senior year, and I just went down and started training. Jeff Cox, Paul Reynolds, Jason Worth, those guys were responsible for getting me to the Hit Squad, man. Thank you very much. Helped me so much in the beginning, boosted my career, still my boys to this day. And then the Hit Squad kind of broke up. I stayed because we just moved there, and Coach Binke, another unbelievable mentor I've had in my life, came in and kind of took over and started adding a lot of Brazilians to the team. And he was Brazilian, but it was all taken over by Jesse Finney, who had his own gym, Finney's in St. Louis, and then it became Finney's Hit Squad. And I stayed for a little bit. But just the loyalty I had, and I was so torn, man. It was the worst thing that could have happened to my career, because right when I got to the big show, it all got ripped from me. A month before I'm fighting in the UFC, I'm training like I'm not even at a real gym. My loyalty, I went with Coach Fiore. It still breaks my heart. I had to leave Binke to this day because he was just so positive for me, and I wish that team could have stayed together. There's no doubt in my mind, had it, I would have been in the UFC. I would have stayed in the UFC. Back then, it was different, man. The UFC was way different than it is now. It's just another reason I deserve my spot back. But that's later on down the road. It just wasn't meant to be, man. It broke up right when I needed it the most, and then I traveled all over, and then that's how I ended up eventually here.
Okay.
So the Hit Squad, man, it was just so special. I can't say enough about it. It was just so special, and to this day, we have Factory X, and it's phenomenal in here, and it's a killer team. There's not a facility I've ever walked in to this day that I've loved more than that Hit Squad. Everything about it was just like, holy shit, man, this is what a real fucking gym looks like. And oh man, it was crazy. It was awesome, dude. It's something I'll remember forever. But a lot of great guys. John Matson, sorry buddy, left you out. And my mind's racing thinking of all of my homies, man, the core group of guys. And I brought Foster here, Cortez here, all led by Chris, and yeah, it's cool.